What's going on, Orlando Magic fans? Welcome back. This is the Sixth Man Show Postgame Live. It's presented by Rockham. Magic lose 116-108 at the hands of the Houston Rockets. Magic return home after being on the road for about 2 weeks. Not able to slow down the Rockets' winning streak. So think about how this has gone the last 3 games. Magic played Minnesota on Friday, who at the time I think had like a 6-game win streak or a 7-game win streak or something like that. I'd have to look. Then you play maybe it was an 8-game win streak. Then you play the Cleveland Cavaliers on Sunday, who had a 16-game win streak, 15-game win streak, whatever it was. And then tonight, you play the Houston Rockets, who had I believe it was a 7-game win streak going into tonight, right? Let's see. Yeah, 7-game win streak. 3 straight games against teams that are streaking. And the Magic go 1-2 in those games. And all 3 of those games, if you ask me, very winnable. Winnable games. Magic drop them. Again, Magic lose 116-108 to the Houston Rockets. Welcome. My name's Kevin. Glad you're hanging out with us tonight. This is the Sixth Man Show Postgame Live. It's our live postgame show on YouTube here after each and every Orlando Magic game. And it is brought to you by Rockham. Rockham's the world's largest sock store, and they're a Central Florida company. Everything about their company is done in Central Florida. Not just their office is there, but their manufacturing is done there. Everything is shipped from their facility there in Orlando. Again, they're a local company that employs Central Floridians, and that's one of the reasons why we're big fans of them, but also because they're big fans of the Orlando Magic. So big shout out to Rockham for sponsoring the show. I did want to show you some of Rockham's offerings. Obviously, you know they've got Orlando Magic stuff. Their newest release for the Magic are these Star Wars Stormtrooper Orlando Magic socks. Pretty cool. They've also recently gone into the low-cut sock game, which I know a lot of people are a fan of. Easter coming up. They have some exciting Easter designs. But yeah, all kinds of Easter stuff that you can get there at Rockham.com, whether it's socks or these boxer briefs as well. And then I always love to go to the viral section of Rockham because they always have the latest and greatest trends and things. We've shown the Severance stuff before. We've shown the Kendrick Lamar halftime show stuff before. They've got Pink Pony Club socks. How about this one? If you know, you know. I know we're maybe 2 months after that was popular, but if you know, you know. I might swerve in that corner. Well, Rip Talk, TikTok dying. Or if you're a man of mystery, if you like to gamble, you could roll the dice on the mystery pair for just $5. You can't use our code Magic20 on those. But if you like to gamble, $5 gets you a mystery pair at Rockham.com. I always think that's interesting. I need to try that sometime. But whatever you get at Rockham.com, except for the mystery pair, just use that code Magic20 because it'll get you 20% off your order at Rockham.com all season long for Magic stuff, for Kendrick Lamar socks, for Severance socks, whatever you want, 20% off with that code Magic20. Big shout out to Rockham. All right, I saw we had a couple super chats here. Let's see what we got here. Matthew Thomas. See, this happens every time I go away for a little while. Every time I take a break from the show. Sam ran the show on Sunday, which we always appreciate. The comments go crazy when I do that. Okay. Matthew Thomas says, fire Mose. I'm just not there, guys. I just don't understand that. Thank you for the super chat. We just beat Cleveland on Sunday on the road. I don't know. You hold the Rockets to shooting 31% from 3 tonight. You held the Cavs to shooting 30-something% from 3 on Sunday. You did a lot of things well in both of these games. Honestly, all 3 of these games against top-level competition, Minnesota, Cleveland, and Houston, I thought the Magic did a lot of things well. They just made the opponent made a couple more plays. That's what I really believe. I really believe that. All offensive, by the way. Offensive plays. We just couldn't knock down shots. Tonight, Franz, again, not good. Really, really tough night for Franz. Again, it's the third quarter in which a Magic lose a game, which is ironic because the third quarter is how the Magic won the game on Sunday with their third quarter. And if I'm not mistaken, they won the third quarter on Friday against Minnesota too, I think. Or maybe I'm getting my games mixed up. Regardless, Magic lost this game tonight in the third quarter. Soul Train said, wish we had a guard that can drop 30 plus. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? I think you got to give Houston some credit. They made some timely shots all night long. They didn't shoot the ball from three statistically very well. But, like, man, how many times did we hit a three and they turned around and hit a three? How many times did they hit a three off of offensive rebounds tonight, which is what killed us when we played them a couple weeks ago or last week or whenever it was? They just made a lot of timely shots, a lot of difficult shots. I can think of Jalen Green hitting a couple crazy ones, Şengün hitting a couple crazy ones, Dylan Brooks hitting a couple contested shots. They were just a better shot maker tonight, which is typical for the Magic for their opponent to be a better shot maker tonight, but whatever. Oh, man. It's just frustrating, man. A game that was very much there. Even in the fourth quarter, Magic go on that run. I think they got it down to 8 or 9. Maybe 7. I don't know. And Magic had one possession where Franz misses a shot that he almost always makes. You force another stop. Get the ball back, and Paolo misses a shot he almost always makes. So if those two shots fall, it could have been a 5-4 3-point game, whatever it was. One possession game. Just couldn't do it. Again, shot making, just couldn't do it. It's tough. Tough. All right, let's go check out what the chat has to say tonight after yet another frustrating loss at home. Matthew Thomas says, hey, remember when this team had a bright future? It's tough. I definitely, obviously, think our future, if you ask me now, how bright is our future on Wednesday, March 19th, versus if you asked me on October 19th, would have been very, very different answers. But I think our future is still very bright. I just think our future doesn't include a lot of the guys that are on this team. That's what I think. I think with Paolo and Franz as your cornerstones, the future is very bright. And yes, I know Franz was bad tonight, but don't forget December Franz, okay? November Franz. You can't just ignore that. Just because he's in a slump right now doesn't mean you can ignore those things. But Franz and Paolo is your cornerstones. Future is bright. You add Jalen in there. Future is bright. I don't know. But you're right. It's not as bright as it was in October. Matthew Kennison says, where is the defense? This is the stuff I don't fully understand. I know the optics of it. Like, for example, Houston was able to get to the rim several times tonight. Whatever, right? Like, that's going to happen. It's the NBA. Is it great? No. Does it look good? No, it looks terrible. But it happens. Like, these are very skilled offensive players. But you say, where is the defense? I mean, you hold them to shooting 46% from the field, 31% from three. They may have legitimately won this game at the free throw line. 90% from the free throw line. You heard David and Jeff talk about it on the broadcast. This is the worst team in the league shooting free throws. They shoot 74% from the free throw line. And tonight they just happened to shoot 90% from the free throw line. Is that the Magic's fault? No, you can't defend the free throw line. That's what the guys were joking about tonight. You can't defend the free throw line. They just happen to be on fire from the line. Now, should the Magic have sent them there 32 times? No. There were some pretty bad fouls tonight. Wendell Carter Jr. especially, I thought, had some really stupid fouls. Were they ticky-tack fouls? Some of them, yeah. But does Wendell even need to be putting himself in a position for the officials to call a foul? No, I don't think so. I think those are bad fouls. I think Gary Harris had a bad foul. Corey Joseph had a bad foul. Like, lots of fouls I think weren't great. But again, where's the defense idea? Like, look at the stats tonight compared to how Houston typically plays, right? The defense wasn't horrible tonight. I think sometimes we also have like this mental block about certain teams like a Detroit or a Houston, and our brain is still telling us that this is a bad basketball team. It's not. That is a 45-win basketball team over there. They are 45-25 through 70 games. 45-25. That's going to be a 50-win team. This is not last year or the year before Houston Rockets. That is a very good Houston Rockets team. And again, defensively, the Magic weren't horrible tonight. They really weren't. It wasn't perfect, But they also went through great stretches of making them turn the ball over. How many turnovers did they have? They only had 5 turnovers on the night. That's crazy. They must have all been in the third quarter, it feels like. Or sorry, the early fourth quarter or maybe this. I bet of the 5 turnovers, 2 were in the third or the second, and 3 were in the fourth. That's what it felt like. Second and fourth quarters when the Magic made some good runs. I don't know, man. The defense didn't bother me tonight. Offense is still just atrocious. I spent way too much time on that question. Let's see what else we got here. Nesto says, what happened to J.I.? That's one of the many $1 million questions. Again, plays 8 minutes tonight. 1 of 6 from the field. It's tough. Very, very tough. Luis Rosario says, an eye for an eye. Carter Jr. versus Van Fleet. I'm just so glad we don't have to watch Fred VanVleet again until we play them in the finals. Like, man, that guy is so annoying, complains about everything, and then him mocking Wendell after he got hit in the face was classless. It was so trashy. David T. with a super chat says, I turned on the game of the third quarter and the opponent went on a 12-0 run, so I turned it off. I wish I had never turned on the game. Go Magic. Thank you for that super chat, David T. But also, it's all your fault. You're the reason we lost. Just kidding. Thanks for that super chat. Yeah, it's always tough when you tune into a game right in time to see things go out of control. Hate that. I'm Jovi says, Cavs win got our hopes up. Here's the thing. Like I said it after the game Sunday. I didn't think the Magic played that well on Sunday. I really didn't. And they still beat the best team in basketball. Again, these 3 games against really good teams, Friday, Sunday, and today, I think were all winnable games. Like the Magic put themselves in positions to win all of those games. Defensively, I think these 3 games are some of the best we've seen from this team in the last 2 months. We put ourselves in positions to be competitive in these games. We just can't score the basketball. I haven't really talked in depth about Franz, but tonight, Franz, 8 of 19 from the field. That's not good. 2 of 5 from 3. You'll take that, obviously. But 6 turnovers. 6 turnovers. That means with 11 missed shots and 6 turnovers, that is 17 times. You could boil it down to say 17 possessions that have come up empty at the hands of Franz Wagner, not counting offensive rebounds, obviously. That's too many. It's just too many. Paolo was much better in the turnover world tonight. Has 31 points. He had 31 points. When did he get the last 2? Oh, it was that dunk at the end. I got to update the bottom line. Okay, 31 points for him. 6 boards, 5 assists. And I did mention that for Franz. Franz did have 8 boards and 7 assists. You'll take that. That's terrific for him. Love that. But Paolo, 31, 6, and 5 with a steal. Only 2 turnovers. And honestly, from the field, 10 of 21. He'd prefer to be better than that, right? 3 of 8 from 3. That's not terrible, obviously. But both guys combined for 10 of 10 from the line. So that's great. But again, just offensively, it's tough. You get 4 points from Wendell. KCP with 10, but it's on 4 of 12 from the field. That's not good. 2 of 8 from 3 from him. Not good. Corey Joseph, 13 points. I mean, at this point, I'm going through the box score, so I might as well put it up. Corey Joseph ends up with 13 points, 2 assists, 2 steals. I thought he was fine. Corey Joseph is never going to light the world on fire with his play, but I didn't think he was terrible. We just talked about Jonathan Isaac. Man, I don't know. Like, you haven't played since Sunday, and he plays 8 minutes. Like, what is that about? It's a lose-lose situation there. Either Jonathan Isaac can't play minutes because of conditioning or whatever, so he plays 8 minutes, or Jonathan Isaac is just that far down the pecking order that even without Mo Wagner, a big man who's out for the season, when you just have Wendell and Goga, all J.I. gets is 8 minutes. It's a lose-lose either way. It's not good. Especially against a team like Houston, when Jonathan Isaac played Şengün pretty well when we just played them however long ago it was, 10 days ago, whatever it was. So I don't know. I don't know about that. It's just very strange. Matthew Thomas says, with the super chat, says, wasn't KCP 2 for 4 from deep at one point? That sounds about right. Sounds about right. Thanks for that. Where were we? Anthony Black. Another game where I thought he was all right. The turnovers were bad. He had some terrible mistakes. Terrible mistakes. I thought he was good. He just couldn't knock down the 3-ball tonight, which he's been shooting the ball well of late. But yeah, 0 of 4 from 3 for him. Tristan only gets 2 points. Doesn't take a 3 tonight. This is one of Goga's best games since his injury. 19 points, 8 boards. Only 1 block. That's surprising. I thought he had like at least 2. But had several tip-ins off offensive rebounds, which you'd love to see. Gary Harris plays 10 minutes. Caleb Houston comes in for spot minutes there, I think at the beginning of the fourth quarter as we were resting Paolo. Cole was still out. It says DNP coach's decision, but that's not true. Cole was out again tonight with that toe thing. Jet Howard and Mac McClung did not play tonight. Magic shoot 44% from the field, 25% from 3, and 85% from the free throw line. Look, the Magic, 85%. Hey, you'll take that. Unfortunately, the Rockets shot 90%. 14 offensive rebounds for the Magic compared to just 12 for the Houston Rockets. How about that? The Magic with more offensive rebounds than the Houston Rockets. That's impressive. Hard to believe. It didn't feel like that. But hey, stats don't lie. Yeah, rough stuff. Let's check out some of these team stats. I think I just saw a super chat. We'll get to that in a second. Magic with 60 points in the paint. I mean, most nights, Magic will take that. That's great. Just 7 fast break points. Again, Houston, a great defensive team. Limited that for the Magic. 30 bench points for this team. I mean, what are you going to do? We don't have a bench right now, right? No Cole, no Mo. Jalen's not starting, so I don't know. It's just the bench is a mess. Except for Goga. Goga was good tonight. Outside of that, the bench is a problem. And again, just 12 turnovers to the Magic. Again, a lot of this stuff, I keep saying it, man. A lot of these stats, we're setting ourselves up for success here. Did the Magic have some bad turnovers? Yeah. But they only had 12. Like, that's not terrible. You got into the paint and you were able to score even against the double bigs, right? You got 60 points in the paint. Yeah, they score 116 points tonight, but before that third quarter, you had held them to 56 in that first half. You're feeling okay. You're in the game. Van Fleet gets that triple at the end of the half, which stings, but I don't know, man. This game was there for the taking in that third quarter. It just got away from him. Magic tried to make a run in the fourth and just couldn't do it. All right, I saw a couple super chats come through. One was from Shahin, a very generous super chat. Says, KCP shot bad, but I'm cool with 10 attempts going forward. Need volume. Wish we made better second half adjustments. Once our opponents adjust, we look lost. Like button. First off, Shahin, thank you for that reminder. Please hit that like button if you're hanging out with us on this Wednesday night. I do need to remind you that because tonight is Wednesday, we do have a brand new episode of the Six Man Show coming out tomorrow morning. As soon as I finish up with this, I'll be sitting down with Jonathan to record that. So tune into that. But yeah, Shahin, thanks for that reminder to everyone. Please hit that like button. As for KCP, I do want more attempts, but he also has yet to prove that he can make threes this year. But yes, I agree. Like those 0 for 2 games should never happen. Should never happen. Should never, ever happen. Give me the 0 for 4s, the 0 for 6s, the 0 for 8s, but don't give me 0 for 2s. Soul Train says, not being clutch in 25 hurts because they can be. Yeah. They can be clutch. And just not able to do it tonight. Or Friday night either, by the way. Or, in fact, you know what? Look at this. Look at this last stretch. Obviously, the homestand up here. You beat the Wizards, right? Obviously, we remember getting blown out by the Cavs. This Golden State game, very winnable game. That's a one-possession game down the stretch. Toronto game, very winnable game, obviously. This Toronto game, even more winnable game, obviously. This Chicago game, very winnable game, obviously. This Houston game on the road last week, that was a very winnable basketball game. Very winnable. Talk about defense. This team defended great against Houston in this game. Very winnable game. You lose that one. Minnesota on Friday, very winnable game. You lose that one. Blow a lead in the fourth quarter. And then Houston tonight, I still would argue it was a very winnable game. Like, look at this trend, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games that I feel personally were winnable games, right? It was 2-3 possession game in the second half. There for the taking. You're getting stops. You just need offensive buckets to climb back into it and make it even closer. These games up top, these were one possession games in the final moments. And you just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. Again, that's 7 games in the last 3 weeks that were there for the taking. Even if you go 3-4, even if you go 3-4 in that stretch, you are staring down the barrel of the 6th seed. As hard to believe as that is, you're staring down the barrel of it. And yet here we are. You go 0-7 in these games. Yeah. But the good news is you do have the Wizards on Friday. You better freaking beat the Wizards on Friday, man. Got the Charlottes and the Mavericks last week. Although, last I checked, the Mavericks were winning tonight against the Pacers. We'll check on that in just a moment. Let me go to the chat really fast, and then we'll check on some scores around the league. Duval says, Franz, another off game. Yeah, not good. Not good from Franz tonight. It's the turnovers. Like, obviously, the shots is not, how those are happening is not great, but the turnovers are brutal. Brutal. Daniel says, I'm tired of the we need someone. I know it's tough, it's tiring, but man, it's true. Maddie says, Kevin showing us all the Rock'em merchandise to avoid talking about the game. Hey now, it's both. I'm showing off Rock'em and stalling, so I didn't have to talk about this game. Just kidding. Matthew Kinnison says, we need a center like Jarrett Allen. Man, Jarrett Allen will be fun to have on this team. Be very fun. Duval says, need a rim protector. Well, that would be Jarrett Allen. That would be Jarrett Allen. Lots of people saying Weltman's got to go. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Tough. Keon says, if you don't think the future is bright, you're stupid. That's one way to put it. But yes, I still believe the future is bright. I just don't think it is as bright as we thought back in October. I still think it's very bright. Very bright. Ryan says we'll still make the play-in. That's for sure. That is for sure. We are almost locked into the play-in at this point. Just about. Matthew also says KCP a bust signing. Yes. Absolutely. Adam says, what level did you get, Kevin? Any tiers? What level? What level? Oh, you're talking to the other Kevin. I see it now. Kevin Anton says, at least I had Jam Hot Chicken for lunch today. Go Magic. Let's go. Jam Hot Chicken, another sponsor of the show. I have the Jam Hot Rock'em socks. How about that? A collab of the sponsors. You love to see that. Yeah, Jam is the best. Love that. Let's see what else we got here. Jalen says frustration clouds fans' logic 100% of the time. Yep, that's true. That's what makes us fans. It's kind of the joy of it. We have the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, and we roll with the team no matter what. No matter what. All right, let's see what else. Let's go to the well, Maddie says I miss Jalen Suggs. Me too, man. Me too. Let's check out some scores around the league because I haven't looked at these in a while. And there were some very, very interesting storylines. Let me refresh this really fast just to make sure all these are up to date. Aha, I thought so. All right. Magic lose. We know that one. Where are the finals? Wow, the Pacers came back and beat the Mavs. What a fourth quarter. 85 combined points in that fourth quarter. 45-40. Good gracious. Yeah, Pacers come back. Mavericks led for most of that game, but All right, Wizards currently leading the Jazz in the second quarter. The Spurs were putting the beat down on the Knicks. Now they're only up 15. Thunder are about up 40 on the Sixers. Pelicans currently leading the Timberwolves. That's interesting. And then this is the game that Magic fans should be keeping an eye on. Just 2 minutes left. Pistons up by 1 over the Miami Heat, a game that directly impacts the Magic in either direction. If the Pistons win, if Miami wins, going to have impacts on the Magic. Why? Let's refresh the standings, and I'll tell you why. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So the Magic currently sit 6.5 games behind the Pistons. If the Pistons win tonight, that will be 7 games. And that's pretty much the nail in the coffin if that happens. Let's be honest. 7 games back with 12 games to go. It's not very good. That's miracle territory. I mean, we're already in miracle territory, but that's real miracle territory. If Pistons lose, it's still 6 games with 12 to go. Within reach, but highly doubtful. If Miami wins, you see them down there on the bottom. They have now dropped to the 10 seed after Chicago's win, I believe it was yesterday. So they're now the 10th seed, the Miami Heat. But if they win this game today, let me back up. And the Magic have a 2-game lead over them. If Miami wins this game, the lead will be down to 1.5 games. And the Heat will go up to 9th place, and the Bulls will drop to 10th. So, Magic implications in that game for sure. I very infamously one time last season, when we were looking at the scoreboard, said, hey, I'm going to stay on the air until that game goes final. And wouldn't you know, that game went to at least single overtime, if not double overtime. I can't remember, but it definitely went to overtime. And I learned I will never do that again. Never going to do that again. So we'll keep an eye on this game. And if we're still on the air when it's final, we'll see how that impacts things. As for Jam Hot, Kevin says, I got mild. Smart man. It takes a special breed of human to do anything more than mild, if you ask me. I don't mean that as a slight, because I just can't handle more than mild. It's a different category. Like, it's just a different level. I did try the jam one time, Jam Hot, which is the hottest hot. Jonathan and I tried 1 bite of jam each, and it was a roller coaster ride. Wild. Amani says, even when Suggs comes back, we still do need another guard. 150% agree with you. 100%. No doubt. We've got to revamp the guard situation this offseason. Have to. Cannot run it back with KCP and Gary and Cole and Jet, if you want to consider him a guard or a wing, whatever. Corey Joseph. You just can't. Can't run it back with that crew. I think 1, maybe 2 of them can stick around, but the rest of them got to go, man. It's got to be refreshed. Mario says, what do you think of this Rockets team? It's a great question. I love what the Rockets have done. I can't stand Van Fleet. Can't stand him. So I'm a little bit biased there. But I love how Jabari Smith has turned into a very serviceable player. Jalen Green, very streaky, obviously, but good grief, can he make some tough shots? Şengün is just a monster. I think we're only scratching the surface of what we can see from him in the future. He has a cast of very ball-dominant players. If you think about Jalen Green and Van Vliet and even Dylan Brooks sometimes can be that way. But, I mean, if Şengün is the guy on a team, I mean, he is the closest thing to Jokic we've ever seen outside of Jokic. So we got a super chat here, a very generous one from AK850. Says, Jalen and Mo are 2 high-energy guys being out. Killed us. And we need to make shots on a consistent basis, which has been an issue over the past several seasons. Our defending is keeping us alive. 100%. That has been the calling card for this team in the last 2 seasons. Defense keeping you in games and hoping you can make 1 or 2 more plays offensively than your opponent. Unfortunately, this season, that has been very, very rare. But yes, I'm a big fan of the Rockets. I said this when we played them last week. I think the Rockets can make some real noise in the playoffs this season, not next season. I think this season. I don't think they're going to obviously like win the West or anything, but I definitely think they can win their first round game. And I mean, honestly, they could end up in the Western Conference Finals, and I wouldn't be surprised. Like it's a streaky team, but they're built on defense. They're built on physicality. I like their pieces. I like how they're constructed. They definitely have an identity. Yeah, I think it wouldn't surprise me if that was a Western Conference Finals team. Really wouldn't. Just get hot at the right time, win a couple series, and boom, you're in the Western Conference Finals. So, Virgo says, Kevin, who do you think is more struggling, us or the Suns? Yes. Here's the deal with the Suns. Like, the difference between us and the Suns, there are a lot of differences, but the primary difference is they are in their championship contender window, right? Like, this is it. They have to win now, or they have no, you talk about not having a future. That team has no future. They sent away their future to get Bradley Beal. You know, like, if I'm a Suns fan, I am beside myself. Like, they are screwed. They are screwed. All right, I'm stalling. I'm still stalling. I want to see what happens on this last possession. I could have just pulled up the game and started watching it by now, but I'm committed to the bit at this point. 17 seconds left. There is a timeout. All right, they're making substitutions. Let's see. Here, I'll put on the Gamecast for everybody. Oops. Here, we can watch it this way. This is the last thing we're going to do tonight, and then we're going to call it a night because I got to record the 6-man show with Jonathan Osborne. Let's watch it. You know how long it's been since I've watched a Gamecast? I don't even know if ESPN's Gamecast is worth anything anymore. Let's see. It's been a long time since I've done this. 5 seconds left. What happened? How does the top say there's 5 seconds left and the bottom says there are 18 seconds left? David T says, thanks for the comment. I feel better about the Magic now. Yeah, facts. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so there's a foul. Rip. Okay. So Miami's on the line. They make the first. Okay, so someone's going to have a chance to be a hero, assuming they make the second one here. Someone for Detroit's going to have a chance to be a hero here. Oh, do I need to watch this game? Okay, so it's tie game, 113 all with 5 seconds left, and the Pistons can win it at the buzzer in Miami. This is stupid. I shouldn't even, we should be over by now, but you know what? I'm committed. If this game goes to overtime, y'all, I'm saying goodbye. That's the end. I'm not staying for overtime. I'm sorry. Oh, where is this game? I'm going to miss the end. Why can't I find it? Well, oh, there it is. Okay. Cade game winner. Is that your prediction? Let's see. Wouldn't surprise me. I can't even get the stream to work, so we're cooked over here. GG's. We're going to watch it like some hooligans over here. Let's see. Hey, those of you that are still here, what do you want Jonathan and I to talk about on the 6-man show tonight? Like I said, we're about to record it. If there's something you want us to talk about, put it in the chat. Because obviously there's only one game to talk about tonight. So if you've got a topic in mind about this team, any questions you have, let me know in the chat, and I'll see if we can incorporate it into the show tonight. Yeah, definitely put it in the chat. Mentality. Daniel wants us to talk about mentality. Okay. Let's see what happens here on the Gamecast. I'm not going to watch the chat. I'm just going to watch the Gamecast like it's 2007. Here we go. 5 seconds left. Pistons ball. All the substitutions. Oh, he made it with 2.1 to go. Holy smokes. Incredible. That's the game. Wow. Cade Cunningham, game-winning triple in Miami to pretty much seal the deal for this Magic team when it comes to the 6th seed. But at least it's an L for Miami, and we can always celebrate that. We'll always celebrate a Miami L here when it comes to Orlando Magic fans. All right. That's going to do it. That took way too long. But you know what? All in good fun. Thanks for hanging with us. Magic back in action Friday in Washington against the Washington Wizards. And again, you got to beat it. You got to beat the Wizards. Please beat the Wizards, okay? Please beat the Washington Wizards. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your week, everyone. Jonathan will be with you Friday night. That'll be fun. We'll see you next time. And of course, let's go Magic.